had to let you know.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Check. Lucky.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
And this team is coming in off of their open week, and to me, a pretty good time to have it, too, because it's pretty much right in the middle of the season. So I would think that they'll be pretty well rested and ready to go for the second half of the season. But even more importantly, they got a little bit of a mental break as well. That's going to help, too.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw here. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2nd and 9 now. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the #2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're #2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Back to throw here. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 6 yards away, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Picking up where they left off before the open week that they had last week as they won going into that, and no signs of being stale.
No, and that's really big for them because there's a trust factor that goes into this because what often happens, if you win the game before your open week, you usually get more time off. But if you win the game before the open week, get more time off, and don't play well the next time out, that goes away. So they're making a statement that they like that time off.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a man who was undrafted out of Buffalo, standing at 6'7". It's Tyree Jackson.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victor.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here we go. He's coming on.
Now they try the right side here. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
An offensive line play is not something that comes to mind readily, but it's always a big key in a ball game. And already these guys, they're getting it done up front, as we've seen this rushing attack have some early success.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Here's Sanders. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Well, look now at our starting defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
This is a unit that understands what needs to be done to stop the run. And they're a team that goes out and executes as well. Yeah, it's the mantra, stop it, but then going out and getting it done. 2 different things. They combine them.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
44's the Mike. 44's Mike. Check.
From the gun, Jackson. They're able to locate Wilson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Jackson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're under pressure again, and down he goes again. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
But this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Now it's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 23. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Forced out to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He may try and run for this. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
A gain there of 21 yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
57.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. From 21 yards away, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, wasn't it interesting in our meet?
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
We're going to shut you down.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Hey, check Mike 57.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on third and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Jackson now.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Mike Popo.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Hey, looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
No, he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll kick things off with the twice-yearly battle for Ohio. This one has Cleveland making the trip south to Cincinnati, and it's the Bengals who are out in front. The Bengals looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. We'll stay in the AFC South as we head one state over to check on the Indianapolis Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. The Chiefs seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Mitchell Trubisky has thrown a touchdown pass there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. And an alley to run. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First play of the drive, a first down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Josh Jackson, the former Iowa Hawkeye, made the play defensively.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Sanders shaking and baking. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now they try the right side here. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down now, it's Boyd, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded at the 2. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Buying time to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And Wilson has it. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. From the gun, it's Jackson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. Jackson now, operating from the gun, going for it all. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Past the 20. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. And remember, Remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Elliott now to add the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Draw play, Spiller. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. He'll look to throw. And complete. Spiller out of the backfield. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Dumps it off to Fournette. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The Jaguars on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. This will be caught just inside the 10. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now, it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up and they tend to play well.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now Jackson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem with me.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the man. Go.
They'll look to throw here. The open man is Shark. It's complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 2nd and 4. Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Pittsburgh, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.